Alright, here's a side-by-side comparison of the UH60, both in the V1 and V2 branches. I'll show the video and then I'll go over some details and I'll show it again with commentary. So the startup process is pretty similar. The older version starts a bit faster with knots. As you can see here in the curve, the old model makes it around the corner pretty smoothly, while the old one kind of swings out. That's because of the new curve for the acceleration, because it keeps some of the energy while going around the curve. You can see that I'm flying a lot lower with the old model. This might be a bit because I feel more comfortable with the flight model because I've been using it for a longer time. But also because if I do it with the other one, I'd probably crash into a tree. Because it keeps the momentum very much fast. So there's a good chance of me ramping them. So I've got the old one right here. I also noticed in a bunch of live games I always gain a lot of altitude to like stay away from any object I crash into. While I'm on the old one, I'm taking very sharp corners and making it. As you can see here, I slowed down somewhat on the same distance, but the new one actually took a lot longer to slow down, while with the old one I kind of just landed there and done. It takes a lot more pitching back and losing speed over time with the new model instead of the old one. Now we fly to West Mogileova, and we're gonna land on that damn, I believe it's a school. I'm not exactly sure what kind of building that is. As you can see here, the speeds are pretty comparable. If you just compare it side by side, from like spotting little monuments, trees, here, there's a pond, stuff like that. But I feel like they changed of how much 1 knot actually is. As you can see here, I'm coming down on the rooftop on the top a little higher again because I gain more altitude over time. Partly because I just keep the momentum. I don't lose the speed when I'm going around corners like I did in this case. So I slowed down over the building, but I had to use the landing camera to make it the building. And then we start both engines up again. There's a sharp turn incoming that I'm gonna be a big part of what actually changed. As you can see here, the startup process on the old one is a bit faster, but in the end they idle around the same speed, even though knots may differ a bit. Even though if you're flying a long, very long, somewhat straight line without a lot of corners, the new one definitely idles at a higher knot count, even though it might just be because I decreased of how much 1 knot actually is. As you can see here, the slowdown process is pretty similar. I kind of drop my collective and I keep going backing up and forth again. But as you can see, the newer version takes a lot longer to slow down, while the old one kind of just dropped. This is all because of the new acceleration curve. Right, I hope you enjoyed this side-by-side comparison. If you'd like to see me do something like with recording macros and then replaying them on the new flight model, or the other way around, or maybe with the Mi-8 helicopter, write in the comments. Make a comment on Reddit. I don't know where I'm posting this.